Well, g'day and welcome to my live stream. At this time, I don't expect many people to come online all around the globe, but it's getting late for me, so people can review this later on, those who follow my posts, and they can benefit, hopefully. So what I'm going to discuss today is look at Bitcoin, what is it doing, what we expect it to do, based on the structure and the location of price action. There's some strategy around that, and I might just go over that and put people at ease for those who are thinking it's going to drop hard. And what's the evidence when I say it's not going to drop hard? We're going to theorize, we're going to look at the data and then come up with some suggestions. And then we'll look at Ethereum as well. And then if time permits, some alts. And I'll answer questions if possible. So just saying hello and let's start. Just give me 1 sec. Last minute. I think the wife's asking me to do something. What's she saying? Okay, she's not asking for anything. Right. Excuse me. In front of me, obviously, it's the Bitcoin chart. And we're on the 2-day chart, actually. And if you can look at the 2-day chart, and I'll just point you into a certain direction on the 2-day. Historically, this level was, and it's in context many times before, this level was a main resistance level. Let's see how we go. This was a main resistance for long periods of time, and if you bring this across, it has confluence with previous resistance as well, or support, and that was the magic 10K roughly. If we bring it down a bit, 10K. And what you see when it comes to the 10K, there was a bit of a resistance. Here there was a bit of a resistance, and that's based on the inverted bar scenario from there to there. That was a resistance level, and there's one local. So this area took a while to break and go up, and you can see when there was a whole bunch of complications, but each time when it breaks, this was all, a break on that formation and head and shoulder formation, pull back, retest, and then go up. As it goes up, you can see the 10 and 20 moving average playing support all the way through. The reason why I'm saying that is we have something similar. Not the same pattern, but the psychology of it. Resistance, breakthrough, retest, a long retest, if you can look at that. That's like, I don't know how many days. And then we have this big time formation that is exhaustion and bearish divergence on the 2-day. But the 10-20 moving average was compliant. The trend was there until it wasn't. And when we lost this level, so we're looking at trends. When we lost this level, and I'll put on white, when we lost this level over here, that was the breakthrough, and this was like a clear attempt to break that level there and drop. Similarly, that was accumulation. Another move to this was like our 10K, but this time it was the 50K, round numbers, and so on. Now, how do we get to this spot? We stretch this out. You can see that once we got this upper hand of this major resistance, so this area was a major traffic for price to break through, and we broke it decisively, and it landed on top, which is great. The fact that it landed on top, this level, so let's do this, clear all this, that's better. Let me just enable a tool if it works. And I can draw some stuff. I don't want to record it, but draw. Get the tool out. So this level is major resistance. I'll pick a different color, would be nice. Major resistance, and this is acting as major support all along. Perfect, major support. It tried to break through it many times. Bit of a dip, hit the 20 moving average, but the 10 and 20 moving average, like around here, 10 and 20 moving average, play support and price goes up. So we have the all-time high, you expect that. So what we have is this major structure. This structure is a macro accumulation or reaccumulation. So price goes up, finds a major resistance, finds the bottom, and does whatever it does in between. And there's many schematics around that. The trend. So this is a big macro reaccumulation area. And this area here is known to be shakeout. It's volatility. It's a shakeout area. The shakeout is for a few reasons. One is it's got the all-time high. So there's hesitation to go in. It might even dip down below, but it's a shakeout. Weak hands lose and the price goes up. The fact that we didn't go below it is a surprise to me. I thought it might have actually come to this level, even try that level a bit, just to find that dip. But it didn't do it yet. Oh, it did actually, you're right. So there you go. We did do it. Give me a sec. So this level, and I'll change tools again. So we better hide all that, huh? Actually, I'll pick a different chart. So this is Bitstamp. So you see, got too much stuff on that. That's better. Those who know a few things know that that's a key point, key level. And this is a key level. Right there. And you can see how it's acting as support. Like I said, the 10 and 20 moving average on the 2-day played a beautiful support trend. And we started that here. And we did dip down to the 20 moving average roughly. And let's zoom in. So what we have, in a macro sense, a nice bull pattern, retesting that level. And there's no rush. We might stay there for a while, but ever so slightly, I think we won't be dipping below it. Got a bit of bearish down force. Now we're going to look at that But at this point, it's acting as support. Even horizontal-wise, this level theoretically should support it. Now, what does the indicator tell us? The indicator is actually bearish divergent. So that is showing that bearish divergence is played. Has it played out completely? That's the question. So what I want to do is look at other tools to see if it gives us any clues. And I will just save this. And I'm going to add a few other tools. Okay. Just two tools that might give us a bit of a different perspective. Okay. The 2 day is definitely bullish, just from looking at this. As you can see, it is wavering. The green hasn't come nowhere near the 50% level. The momentum isn't dropped yet on the 2 day. So there's a lot of reasons why it's still bullish from this perspective, this indicator. This MACD doesn't actually do it justice. What it just shows you is just sideways motion, that's what's fine. The wave trend is doing the same, very similar to here. Until these two, if the green comes down to the 50%, that is a warning, but that doesn't mean anything's going to happen. So we've got a long way to go to become bearish. Now, why we hit that top is another reason, and it's actually I believe it was a target. It was a spot I sold. So that's not going to fill it out. Give me a sec. It's close enough. If I actually get rid of the wicks of it, it'll fill in. It hit the 1.272 level pretty much. So we had the fib extension of 1.272, and we know that's a major number. But what is more major is these two numbers here, and that's where I expect. In this particular case, where I expect a big resistance. So we had something like 74, 72, and 77, 78. In that perspective, let's just look at another one. And the real major one is 80,000. I think I had 84 once. Let's see. Why isn't 84 here? But can we use that level there as a major resistance? No, can't. Okay. So I do have compliance with these three levels as a major resistance level. That is a minor resistance, and we've taken that. Looking at another perspective, I just want to look at the RSI, see if the RSI gives us a clue. So there is an RSI bearish divergence, and that's taken place. So if you look at that, price is going up, and that bearish divergence is playing out. But as you can see, 50% level is a long way down for a change in trend. So don't be bearish at any point. Now, what I was saying before, and I'll bring it up, from a structural perspective, and you'll see on many alts as well, this is a reaccumulation formation. And if I pick another coin, just a sec, I'll try to think of one. What's a good example? I'll just give one at random. No. No. That's it. Okay, Adams. I'm not picking any good ones, are I? Alright, that's not going to help. Go get one that does it. And I think the only way I'm going to do that is go to my website. Actually, it would. Which will be, I suppose, the main ones. Back to my site. It's going to be the quickest way. Right. So here is Wyckoff's reaccumulation schematics. That's not exactly what we're looking for. Something similar. Maybe that scenario. So if we look at Bitcoin, yeah, it's not quite the scenario. What we have here, we come to the bottom, so we need to pick the one that hits the bottom. None of these actually fit that model. The only one that I suppose really fits it is the one that comes, yeah, that is the closest one, I think. It's a combination of these, but if you look at each one of these structures, when price comes up, does whatever formation it does, and see this component there? This area here is the shakeout, just above the all-time high, as you can see. Phase D, real nice, like a 1, 2, 3 above the previous all-time high, sits above and then shakes and then goes up. This does the same, breaks the previous level, does a shake and then goes up. This one actually breaks it decisively, does a slow pullback and goes up. So the psychology is there, and that's the point I was trying to make. The psychology is that it's normal for this to be bearish divergent, and it's even normal to go from here or drop and then go. These two levels is where you'll need to consider. The fact that we came here and was rejected very strongly gave us that upward momentum. So let's go closer and have a look. So does it make sense that it will come all the way down after spending this much time holding it up? No, it doesn't make sense. What it does make sense is something else. And this line is currently the theory. At the moment, we have this. Now, I don't think that's the case. I think it's a channel. Let's go down. And if that's our target, you can see how this channel is going to potentially be. So let's have a look at that. Is it going to be a slow climb? Could be. Don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean it's there. It could actually be roughly around here, right? Doesn't have to be that far. So time, we can't measure time. What we can measure is the count. So let's have a look at that. If this was our A, this was our B, maybe our C is all the way up to this top, and then D, and then E, and that will make sense. So if our C is there, and our D comes back down, and our E, we can have a significant resistance, and it wouldn't be surprising to me that this angle potentially can move up as well. So let's have a look at that. I'm looking from a few different perspectives. I haven't done this, so I'm doing it right now. Let's have a look if there's any potential trends that can support us. No, there isn't. The only thing that really supports us is this here. At this point, that does seem to do justice to it. And the midline is roughly there. And if we were to use this level, then you can see that that's got confluence. Got to make it a bit more accurate. And if this was an ascending wedge of some sort, that target makes sense why we're going to have a big drop. So this potentially can just bounce from here. I'll just get rid of that yellow line for the time being. I'll just make it lighter. Okay. So if this is yeah, it looks steep. But if you stretch it down, it doesn't look steep, does it? So this is all perspective. And this might just hug this line all the way. So here was previous resistance. Here's support, 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 and it wouldn't surprise me, just that level, which is that traffic area, have a bit more of a dip and then up. So we're going to spend probably a few days here, I reckon. Does sound right? Do we have anything to support that? At the moment, to support that, we need this level to hold. And we can get rid of the, actually, that might play a role. So what we're looking for is potential. If I do this very accurately, it's got a bit more to go to find support on this yellow line. And this is the 8-hour chart. So a bit more detail. Right now on the 8-hour, if we look close, we are definitely downward pressure. Now we've got everything here pointing down. So we are going to go down more, in my opinion. So it's not time to buy yet. Let's just look at it closer and try and make this accurate as possible. Okay, I'm comfortable with that. That trend line looks very strong. Like I said, I haven't looked at it, and I'm doing this stuff right now. I haven't factored many other things. I haven't looked at other people's perspectives. And to me, this makes sense at this point, where that has a lot of confluence with that trend line is looking to be strong. And there's some wicks in there, so it might drop a bit more. But if you look around here, this was a strong resistance, right? Right there. That was a very strong resistance. And if we get rid of all that stuff so you can have a clearer look, I think the fact that this is coming across and this was a previous strong resistance, this makes like a real good pivot point. And like I said, there's some, if I'll push this down a little bit, you might factor in some wicks. So this could go slightly deeper, but it still makes sense. So this box to me is a strong support area, and I don't see it going down. What's to say that the whales can't push it down? Bit of a fake out. Scared that they already wrecked the longs, so if people are shorting, they might look for the shorts to be wrecked. But at this point, to me, it makes sense that along this line, we have confluence. I want to see the day 12-hour. Just let me see what the 12-hour does. The 12 green is down, red is down, so 12-hour daily. The daily, the red is still pointing up, so upward momentum is still there. From a small time period, definitely downward pressure. From the bigger time periods, 2 day, 1 day, we are very bullish, still up. These guys have to come down to the 50% level to be considered bearish. And then if we look on the weekly, let's look at the weekly chart. Okay. That's our weekly support. Actually, let's look at the monthly. Where's the monthly? So previous month, the previous month wick there, or even down, was our support level, and that's why the monthly pretty much played a support level. It's too strong. Once you break above it, it's the monthly and the weekly are pretty much showing that that level is a strong support level. You can see on the weekly, the Phoenix is nowhere bearish. Number one, this week has to close before anything changes here. And yeah, this could easily turn around in a week with a bullish candle. At the moment, it does look bearish, a bearish candle, inverted hammer, but we had one there and look an indecisive. So we might just go, like I said, a bit sideways, and before we go up. So back to the daily. If we look at it, considering everything what I said, let's see what the daily shows us with a 10 and 20 moving average. And my pilot, make it just a bit stronger. So that the 20 moving average is very confluent. So let's make that a bit more clear. That is a 20 weekly moving average. Is that the weekly? I can't. No, that's a daily. Now let me just add the 20. I just want to see the 20 moving average on the weekly. I want to see where that is. Like 21. Oh, it's way down. Okay. So let's do that 10. Yeah, the 10. So yeah, we've got a long way to go before we lose the 10. All right, that's not going to help us. And I recall 7 was, I believe 7 was our last resort. The reason being 7 was 6. So historically here, the 7 moving average around here, So if this price comes below the 7, then I'll be bearish. You can see how the 7 acted as resistance here and acted as resistance there and support. 8 was 7 was it 8? Or was the 8? Yeah. So the 8 I'm pretty happy with. So we've got a long way to go before we go bearish with the this moving average that I picked. It has a lot of confluence as for resistance and support. And anyway, that's not really what we're factoring at the moment. What we're using is a 10 and 20 moving average, and if I just hide that, you have a better picture on that. 2 days is ideal, that band. Right, so that's pretty much my thinking. Please check. Will BTC go up now? Oh, okay. Let's have a quick look, and it will be the candlesticks that will tell us. The methodology that we use, and I'll use an example. There's many examples there. It's very hard, but in general, when you have a move to the up, you have 1, 2, 3, and then a bounce. So to me, this is A, B. It can be here, so we can have that correction A, B, C, and then up, C, and or could be there. Now we've got a bit of clues here. Let's use it. From the swing high, swing low to the swing high, you can see currently where it is doesn't make sense to be support. So I got let's just make that thicker so you guys can see it, and I'll make it white. Okay, so what I did is from the top to the bottom to the top, and this level, the 0.382, could definitely play support. Just here, that'll be potentially a good spot, and that's equates to a good level all around here. It doesn't equate here at the moment. Let me check one more way. From here to the bottom to the top, and I'll change that color. And yeah, so the 2.272, 2.414, and the 2.618, all this area to me, again, perfect. Whoops. This area is strong support. And if we pull back, just by doing that method, and if I put that line back where it was, this one, it's perfect. It comes in with the yellow line. So the fib extensions on the reversal, also, now the last part could be the 618. They could push it down right to the 618 as a last resort. But I'm just looking at the count. If this could be one, yeah, it could be ABC with a flat, like where A equals B on the bottom, and we do that. So we go A, B, C. C, I can't see C being higher. C has to be equal. And that was our, yeah, so when it plummeted, it's going to be either a double bottom. I think that'll be a good case. I can't see it where it is now going up. I think it will come down at least double bottom or slightly lower to this region. Yeah. So if I move that away, that region to me is very strong. And what you want to see is, so let's do this. two regions. Also tight. So that 618, that red line. So that's two levels that I think could play support. One that sort of matches the wicks, and this midsection here. So actually, the last one that we can do is add the volume profile. I remember they changed that. Built in volume profile. They've changed it around a bit. Fixed, and I'll pick from there to there. Okay, this one suggests there's a lot of volume where that red line is. So just above there. And the next level down, which is unlikely to go down to 61,000. If it goes down to 61,000, then that's not good, because if this was to come down deeper, then this will be a strong resistance, and this will likely go down. So never know. You can't say never, things will never happen. But if it was to come down, and there is no potential, if the bulls don't jump in there, then that definitely could be bearish if we come down to this level, because that will be resistance. So I would say that it could wick very quickly, but that's about it. Yeah, so there's, in my opinion, right now, it's not an entry. It's too premature. Would they front run it? They can. They do front run things. I mean, front running means that if we're all waiting for the obvious, they might just stop it there and push it up. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's not. I don't think it's a spot where they'll make a lot of gains. What they've done is that dump pretty much is a bearish divergence, and that dump just destroyed all the longs from this point, and that's about it. So that was a target, a micro target, and as I said, I do see something more like this. So I did say in my group that this would likely be a bear flag, and it did. Now that bear flag target is there, so you might find a bit of support, but I think it will keep going down, and you can see it turning red, and that's a 1 hour target. Yeah, so I should have shorted. I wasn't watching. Actually, there's a good opportunity to short there too. There was a good chance to short. I missed that. Perfect. Right there. That was a perfect spot to short. When it broke down, went back up and down. Yeah, that's pretty much it at this point. Keep waiting. All right, moving on. Let's look at Ethereum. And Ethereum's got a beautiful trend. Ethereum is a bit unusual, and it's my opinion that Ethereum will likely find support on this same trend line. So this is a beautiful trend, and this one's slightly more bearish than the previous, so you might do one of these. So let's get an example. Could do one of these. Yeah, that to me that makes sense, because I'm just looking at the MACD, and what I want to do is on the RSI on this time period, 8 hours, you can see that we keep finding support roughly around this RSI. A bit of a dip in some cases, but you can see that each one we found support, and the MACD is still pretty high. And yeah, so I do see this may ever so slightly maybe come down a bit, but I do see. So we've got to watch it. and look for a nice cradle opportunity. This could be on many occasions. There's different formations, right? Broadening wedges, clear support lines. So this could be a support line there that matches that moving average. So yeah, I do see potentially coming through. There's a moving average in between. So if we get this correctly, there is. If we get those wicks, okay. So we could potentially find support where Ethereum is right now, because it's got confluence along those as well. So just because it repeats, this works. This kind of strategy works. It's ridiculous, but it does. So we can potentially find support there. All right. And on the macro picture, Ethereum just looks great. Yeah, I've extended, yeah, but all-time high, yep. But we did have an Ethereum chart, and I'll bring it out, and I'll bring out my macro ones as well, for Bitcoin. So let's look at the Ethereum chart, the big macro. There we go. Okay, so that does look a bit bearish on the RSI. So I had that line, and this is a day. So the thing is, the day's not finished. It's still got another 12 hours. This could easily turn back up. So yeah, it does look a bit weak. And with Ethereum, this macro, so we've broken above, and this big fib channel line is likely to act support. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Then we've got the moving averages as well. So we've got the fib level, fib channel. Yep. Ethereum, Bitcoin has to drop significantly for that not to work. And you can see on the bigger picture how this all fits in. We can get rid of that. And you can see that potentially that next level, 5,700, from a big picture perspective. So if we count each fib level, and you can check this out on with the Ethereum lock curve, it's a free tool. It's likely to hit that as a major resistance. And this structure is a continuation structure as well. This one is also potentially in the shakeout area. But Ethereum is looking much stronger than Bitcoin. So let's have a look at that chart, Ethereum Bitcoin. Ah, there you go. So Ethereum, okay, I missed that one. I wasn't watching that. Far out. That was a good opportunity. So we found support there. Like my lines were all drawn up. And you really found, what kind of percentage is that? Well, nearly 4% of Bitcoin could gain from that. Just by flipping, could gain 4% more Bitcoin. On the big picture, that looks good. I see this going. So if you're looking from Ethereum to Bitcoin, this is let's see, where's my lines? That's 1, 2, and a 3. Continue on. So we're going to hit the all-time high, or this level first, based on this broadening wedge. So that level is our target. This level here is our target for this structure, and then the next one is all-time high. And this formation, you can take it in a few ways. I think this is looks like a broadening wedge, or potentially a channel. So we might just be doing our, so that's our A, that's our B. We might have a bit of a dig down potentially. Could do that, or just the 1, 2, 3 up. So Ethereum, if this is going to happen, then Bitcoin might drop a bit more. Not sure, but this level of, yeah, maybe even a triangle and just go up. So we have a few options there, and I suppose it's good to keep an eye on this because it could really blast Ethereum up. So if Ethereum's going to go up to that level, that's going to be a big move. So I would say for probably a week, the way it looks, it will take a while if it doesn't break this level. So just keep an eye on that. Could be just a broadening channel, broadening wedge, or something else, but it's too early to say. Definitely looking bullish for the upside. So we've got a big move, just a continuation pattern, and if we were to break this level decisively, then we can retest it. That's the weekly and monthly resistance, this one right there. So that's going to be a major resistance there. You can see here we've got weekly and monthly resistance, and this is the monthly support, and guess what? That was bouncing up. So that's Ethereum pairing. And let's look at ADA against Ethereum. ADA's doing crap. Let's see how it's doing against Ethereum. Is it worse? So it gained and then lost it. Thought this will be a good support level. It was. So just need to keep an eye. If we lose that, it's going to drop a fair bit. So ADA's not looking the best at this point. I've got a little bit of ADA. I've pretty much given up on it. Yeah, so I'm not really favoring ADA much these days. And you can see that it's that big structure there could be bearish. I want to go back to my Bitcoin chart. I'll say that. That's Ethereum. Okay, we've got a bit of a response there. And like I said, that's going to find resistance. So it could be a nice shorting opportunity. Definitely a nice shorting opportunity somewhere there. Good to do that. I don't want that. $618 level is unlikely to be passed. So this level here, keeps changing colors. I don't get that. That and the 0.5. Somewhere here we should be shorting. I think they'll drive it to this level here. The 10 and 20 moving averages on the, this is the hourly. So the hourly might, actually I'll prefer the 2 hourly. Yeah, the 2 hourly is probably better. It's 10 and 20 moving average. You can see it's been acting as resistance. If it comes down here, it's another shorting opportunity for Bitcoin. And just look for the bearish candle as this if this gets to that spot, then it will drive it down. So people will be shorting, and that's when you count the waves. You can count these waves, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're looking for the fifth impulse. Fits your Elliott wave. You can say actually just getting a bit, yep. I'm comfortable with that. I think the alts will drop a bit more. You know, I better make sure I'm not trading at the time. I wonder if I'm shorting anything. So if I got yesterday I was looking at LCR. It really tricked me at the point over there. So it become so it's not really bouncing. So I do see LCR coming down, loop ring, coming down to this level. Everything's bearish, so this is a nice opportunity to potentially short. If it just bounces a bit, it'll be nice, but probably not. If it loses this 618, it's definitely going to be another shorting opportunity. At the moment, it's pretty bullish. Like it looks like it wants to do another bullish divergence. At the moment, right there. So we should see a bounce, and then one of these levels, right there, is a nice shorting opportunity for it to come down. Right here, we can see the 10 and 20 moving average. Now that is going to be resistance and come down to this 618 at least. That's the yeah. So that's good opportunities to short at the moment. What else have we got? What else did I miss? There's a few today that weren't available to short. Actually, the last one I want to do is look at the big picture on Bitcoin, and that's the one there. Actually, the last one I want to do is look at the. I just look at YouTube and I just delay the effect. See if there's any comments. So looking at these charts, just multiple versions. Again, you can see that blue line is acting as another support level, just getting different perspectives. And the 618 could be support there. Should we undo that? There we go. Just more and more levels of confluence with the fib levels. Nothing much here. Doesn't give much. Yeah, I can't really use any of this to tell you for the short term what's going on. Besides what I've already discussed. And I don't know why it keeps changing. Should save it as that. Okay, what else we got? Let me just check if there's any questions. No questions. Yep, no questions there. All right, then what I'm going to do is I've given my opinion there where there's a good shorting opportunity there. And this morning I did say a few things, and I'm just going to check those charts. Dodo, okay. Where's that chart list? Here we go. Just want to check this one. Let's see, Dodo was all right. Where is it? Here we go. And I was looking at the daily chart. Okay. So let's delete that. So what we have here is a potential bearish bottom formation, and let's see how it looks on the. Still okay. Still not. It might not drop, but the way it looks at the moment, it's still bullish. There's no negative, so that's not an ascending wedge. It's probably a channel, up channel there, and comes down here. It's probably worth buying. So that's Dutto. Let's see what else I got. Eden, where's Eden? Okay, 4 hour on Eden. And I did say this is an interesting level. Pretty much a breakout trade coming down. So this will, if it makes its way up to this yellow orange line, it could be a breakout trade. So it's got a bit of work to do. Dent. Let's see what Dent's doing. And I did say on the chart that this is like a good support level. Definitely a good support level. And maybe even though that wicked down a fair bit, which is uncomfortable. But you can see Dent is also in a reaccumulation structure. The top. It's not really broken out. So it can easily break that level because it hasn't broken up above. So this could still come back down to the midsection with Dent. Roughly there. That area of support. So this could definitely come down, then go back up. So be careful entering that one. And Shiba, that's right. Where's Shiba? So Shiba to me is looking bullish. This invisible resistance. That was a bit of fake out. This was a fake out. Nice way to short it. Why is it a fake out? Big, strong bullish candle. And then down. So because it was on a downtrend and then he tried to break up, it just went down. That's a bit of a fake bull flag. However, having said that, if we were to use a Fibonacci on it, and applying our mindset to this, either there, A, B, C, and this could just keep going sideways. So this could be a good level of support. Or we have our, I don't think that's the case. It's A, B, C like that. That doesn't make sense. So it's not the easiest formation to pick up. But our Fibonacci, when we did it, from here to there, it's already gone down far enough. Maybe it's so that might not be the right spot to do it. Maybe that's the right spot. That's a hard part to it. So that hit our 1, and if we was to lose that level of 1, I think this level might just hold. If we can see it hold this level, then if we go sideways, then it's and goes up, it's definitely a reversal pattern. At the moment, it might be just that. We've got to wait and see. It's very hard to say anything about this, but there is structure of a reversal pattern, and maybe that's all there is. I think this is the case. ABC, and that was it there. But this definitely, I do believe, is going to go up. This is just from looking for the bottom support. There was demand there, that's for sure. So what tends to happen is when you finish one level, you tend to go to the next level or higher. So and we already tested that, but that is a strong rejection. So I think it was just go sideways, yeah, until we hit a pivot point. Either go down more, fake out, and then up, or just break up. It's one of those things that's not easy to work out. Just keep an eye on it. Mina. Where's Mina? Not on this chart. Nia. So you can see what Nia's done. It's pretty much. I thought it was done, but it's come back down. So and that's the theory. So that level of support is pretty much it. The reaccumulation, that was the level. That level is a shakeout level. So I don't see it come back down. It's done. It's done a split. This section is the top part, which we went with the wick off. And this one's easily, you can say that one is easily a triangle breakout. And the target's probably reached on that one. It's A, B, and all the way down. So slightly higher. So more have been using that height. Okay. So that was this one. So it's that height there. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. Going sideways and all the rest. Nia's going to be a big project, so it's probably one of those good ones that you shouldn't get. I'm pretty much it. No one's going to ask questions. I'm looking for a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing right. This Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's really actually, if you sleep on it, you'll miss it. So if I look at this carefully, let me look on the 1 hour Ethereum. Ethereum does a few odd patterns. You can see that. Look at this. Breaks, then goes up. Beautiful. That is definitely a triangle move where it breaks that level and then bang, up. Love that move. Yeah, that's a good move, that one. This is how we put the stop loss and then get stopped out and then bang, a missed opportunity. That's why you got to put your stop loss someone down here. This, depending where you enter. I haven't bought Ethereum for a while, just going along with it, but that is definitely a bearish divergence there. No, actually, convergent. It matches price on the 1 hour. And, let's look at all of these budgets. Which ones are the best performing at the moment? Mana. Shit. I missed out. Far out. See, you lose concentration and you miss out. Far out, man. I'm pissed off. So that was, I didn't keep an eye on it. Fuck. See, look at that support. This is going to go. All right. Unusual, but this, I think this is the case what it did. It did that triangle thing again as well. So triangle goes down and finds support. Marga, missed that. And look at that, moving average, perfect spot as well. I do think this is going to be fine. Okay, so hopefully it comes back down again to this level, and that could be a good entry right there. Bit of resistance. This resistance could be all the way up to here. Okay, so I missed out on mana. That sucks. I want to get that. Sand. Oh, can't give me a break. Sand as well. It's the same move. Very similar. No continuation pattern. We found the support. Off it goes. Alright, so we missed that one. I did look at this one today, so I'm not interested. But we missed a great opportunity to short. Bugger. Like you can see that trend line. Once it breaks, it breaks below it and then retests and down. Perfect spot for shorting. That was a nice move too. How much did they give? 35%. Look at that. That sucks. Too many coins to look at. Algo's are messy. I will not touch that. Unless you're going to go long. What was our history of Algo? Oh, there we go. We've got it. Okay. You know I did on this chart. Okay. I completely forgot about this. I'll get a snapshot on that so I can remember. Harper. Yeah, you can see Harper's just, let's do the 8 hour. That's a weird formation. But it's pretty, this could go crazy. If this keeps on pushing up and up, this could really rock it. Similar to this. See how it goes up, 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 and then bang, up. Just gets momentum. So, actually, let's check something here. So, yeah, so the MACD is still pretty bullish on that 8 hour. Phoenix. Yeah, the Phoenix is bullish as well. Very bullish, actually. MACD looks bullish. Yeah, Harper's a good one to continue on. I'll get rid of these buggers. And I'll just put that one in there. No, that time frame is not suited for it. Definitely, you can see definitely a trend line, right? And you can definitely see that level. And it's holding. It went down and it's holding. That's going to be could be a big move coming for that. Yeah, that's one I'll be looking to enter. And it's not that, yeah, so I might just put if it drops a bit, or just wait for it to go. I'll keep an eye on that one, that's for sure. So what we're here, see this level here, that little level there is our next resistance. And that's what it's doing, right there. So if it breaks that and holds it, hasn't quite done it yet, a little bit. It's 8 hour, obviously it's not going to be very quick. Definitely, that is something to consider. It's nothing, you just could do this. I'm just aware that it can really spike, and it just takes one of those big drops, and then it spikes far out, 140%. I'll keep an eye on that one. Is this icon? Oh, okay, it's new for. Okay, I'm looking at FTX. So This definitely is a continuation pattern, and actually, one thing we should look at. We should look at total market cap. Let's see what it's doing. So it's holding. That was my immediate target. That's touched it. Okay, here we go. So if that was my target, right there, that's why we've got a bit of a pushback in the past day or two. So we hit a macro target on the total market cap. There you go. That explains it. We hit a strong resistance range with the Fibonacci, and the total market cap is getting pushed. So I will be careful in that case not to just jump in. Well, it's got support. Right, so this is our all-time high. And this fib, so I think it might just go, it might come down to this. So it might come back and then go up. So this, we're going to be here for a while then. Unless it does this, just slowly creeps up. There's no big moves like this yet. So maybe we have a few moves before the bull market starts. the real acceleration. All right, let's look at the other chart, which is the alts. The alts still could go up a fair bit. And so the all-time high is here. That might be enough. It's almost double top. So I've got to be careful there as well with the alts. Let's see. The thing is, you can see how this major structure was broken. This is a shakeout area. I don't think it comes down to this level. So this level here, to me, is support for this structure. So the alts. It's good to see that. And one more chart. Let me see. So if I just push this across, oh, you're kidding. Oh, so it did go back up. Okay. I thought when it clears, I thought when it drops, the bull market will start, so it's gone back up. This is the tether dominance. And if we look at Bitcoin from this perspective, let's see what's on here. No. Say, oh, you've asked it, so it's gone back up. I said the bull market will start from there, and it just went back up. Didn't expect that. So I might just find resistance here. So this is tether dominance. We don't want to see tether dominance go up. Is it possible that we're going to hit here? Hold on. Are we going to hit this level and go down, or we're going to hit this level and go down? The higher it goes this way, the more Bitcoin's going to drop. At the moment, you can see here we have a nice chart. Ever so clearly, where it shows that this should be support. If we lose that level, then it's going to be a nasty pullback. So we can't afford to lose this level. I don't think I think we'll go like that, but you never know. And that looks like an ascending wedge, which is what I like. Okay. Got to keep an eye on these two charts as well, just to make sure if we lose that level, and if this keeps going up, it's probably good to take some profit and then buy cheaper, buy stuff cheaper. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. I'm going to bring it up, guys. It's late, and yeah, if my recommendation is just hold on to your long-term hodl coins. If you're leveraging, don't. It's not the time to leverage yet, and there's a bit of a shakeout coming. Volatility is going to come back in, up and down, and it's going to be hard to trade. So just hold your coins. I'll wrap it up. Thanks for joining. Talk to you soon. Next time. Cheers. And yes, give me